Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Software Circle, where we are sharing our experience and we talk about different technologies. And this is a community platform where different people from different background and different company come and share their knowledge, and we are doing it for community purpose. My name is Balram Prasad, and I'm working with Microsoft as a senior software engineer. Today I'm going to talk about database and database server, and I'm going to install one of the database server on one of the virtual machine. Also, if you see, my friend is going to talk about more about database, SQL, T-SQL, and other things in different series. So she has started on that one, and so she has talked about database and other things. So I will just go quickly on that one. You can refer to that video also, and then I will go for installation of that one. So database is a collection of structured information or data, right? Typically stored in a computer system. So when we talk about database management system, it is the data and how we are managing that data in a system, right? So if you see that one, what type of data we deal with, right? Lot of data we deal with as we can store that as a row and column in the on that model, like address. My address is a data, right? My address has address 1, address 2, street ID, and city name, state name, and other details are there that we can represent as a cell and column, and then row based that one. So that is how we are going to store that one, right? And how we are going to query that one. So the how to query that one, that is called SQL, and C will cover most of the details of that one. So that database, I where we store that one, the data, that is the database itself. So what is the database server, right? And database server is a application or a server, we generally talk, that where we store all the data, and that software or that server manages all the data which we store or databases we stored, and provide the basic services for different purpose, right? Our application will interact with that service to store that one, get that one, run our T-SQL, parse that one. So all these things is provided by services provided by a database server. And database server has two part. One server, where physical server, where we will host one some application, some software which will act, which will do the processing of that one, right? So there are some example of the databases. If you see that one, Oracle, DB2, Microsoft SQL Server, then MySQL is there, and then PostgreSQL is there. So these are the major databases which are nowadays we use, database servers which we use. If we go into ranking of that this all the system, we see that Oracle is on the top of that one. Second is MySQL. MySQL is open source and free. You can use free. Third is on that Microsoft SQL Server, and then Postgre, MongoDB. And MongoDB is document DB. It is not relational, but all the things you can see relational top of the four right now. Also, still we are using that when NoSQL came into the market, and in NoSQL there are variations of type over there. Still we use most of the time relational databases, and DocumentDB is there. Redis is a key value pair of the, and we can use for caching purposes. SQLite is a very small databases which you want to deploy with some of the small tools or software, like if you are developing some backup application and that you are selling as a small product, or FTP application, you want to add some data, stored some data part of that small software, so you can use SQLite. Cassandra is a NoSQL, once again NoSQL database. Microsoft had another tool called Microsoft Access with Microsoft Office, that has also capability of relational database. We can store and query all the database, so that you can go. And this my SQL Server is on-prem version. That there is a version called Azure SQL databases we can create on cloud itself, and it will be fully managed service provided on the cloud, so we do not have to maintain the server. But if right now also still a lot of companies host this Microsoft SQL Server and their on-premise network on-premise server and then use that one. So there are a lot of flavor of this server. You can go and see that one, and we will go and talk about more on Microsoft SQL Server right now, because I'm going to install that one in a virtual machine, and then we can see that how the installation look like. So if we go into Microsoft SQL world, then we can see that there are few type of things they offer. If we go there for on premises, we can have Microsoft SQL Server, and for the cloud version of that one, there are different offering for that one. So if we go for SQL Server, SQL on Azure, that is fully managed services provided by Microsoft Azure one. There are SQL Server Edge, where IoT Edge devices on the Edge system, the Edge side you have to host this one. There is for that purpose also, and on premises also there, that we are going to see that more on that one, right? So there are different kind of versions are there, editions of SQL Server are there. There are developer edition, there is Express edition is there, and we are going to see some of the things. But I am going to install Express version because it is a free edition of SQL Server and ideal for development and products for desktop, a small server application. If you have a small application, not enterprise grade application, then you can use Express as a free, because it gives the free option. So we have to see about cost also, depending upon what we do, right? SQL Server is also free, but developer is also free for non-production environment. We cannot go into with this using into production environment. If you are planning to use this one, then if you go into production, then you have to pay some fee for that one. But yeah, for Express you can go into production also. So we are going to see about this one, and then if we go and see that history of Microsoft SQL Server. So this tool, this software, this piece of software is developed by Microsoft in 1989. With they have released in 1989 with version 1, and then till that every year, at a couple of years, that major update comes, new version comes, and right now the version is 15.0 is going to come. No, 15.0 is latest version, and it is going to expire on main estimating date will be 25. It came into November 2019. So this is how is there, right? So and personally I have used from SQL Server 2000. I started working on 2002 around, with some POCs and other things with my education. So that I have used this version on that one, and then rest of version I have used all the versions. So yeah, this is one dot that one. And if we go into Azure managed databases, then if we go and scroll down, yeah, I wanted to check about. So as Azure SQL, right? SQL is Azure, that we talked about, the fully managed SQL databases on Azure. And then Cosmos DB is NoSQL databases, where we store in form of JSON document databases. This is previously code name was document DB. Now it's renamed as Cosmos DB, and it is fully managed, globally distributed, reliable, and available. 99.99 and something is available. We can go and see that one. Then Azure also hosts as a managed service PostgreSQL or MySQL, and MariaDB and Cache. So out of this one, I have worked on Azure SQL, I have worked on Cosmos DB, I have used on MySQL, not on Azure, but on the on-prem version of MySQL I have worked. I have worked with Cache for Redis also. So I will, if I will get some time, I will go and try to create some of the resources of that one and see how we can use that one. So let's go and download SQL Express on VM, which we created in previous episode. If you have not seen that one, go ahead and see that video. And this is our virtual machine which we have created. And I am going to download the SQL one. So let's see that download. And I'm going to download the SQL Express. So let's see the new version. Okay. Okay, so it downloaded. Let me run this one. So we can customize, and but I'm going with basic installation type right now, with default configuration. Whatever default configuration is there. Okay, so let's see this one. And you can see this message. This is cool message, right? SQL Server 2019 is available for Linux. Once upon a time, Microsoft was not supporting all the product in Linux, but now most of the software is supported. Services is supported on Linux platform also, and that is very good for developer community. If you have a operating system, if you are using your machine as a Linux operating system, then you can go and still download these applications and you can use that. And you can get this code samples over there. If we click it till the time it is installation is happening, we can go and see that one in GitHub. We can go and see that one different samples for that one, that sample db. If we want to see that one, that adventure work database is there, or Conteso data warehouse is there. So we can pull these databases as a sample, and we can install on our machine server and play with that one with whatever query you want to write, and different query will be supported on that one. So, and there are different versions, and you can go and see that one, the details about all this demos happens over there. So we can see over there that all these feature tutorials are also there, good tutorials are there. And now you can run that one, how to integrate with app sharp, go, java, all these tutorials are there. So we will go one by one sometime. So in containers, you can, now the good thing is that you can we can run that SQL in a container also. So that also is a good thing. Let's see where is our installation. So downloading is successful. Now we are installing. So let this install. And this is the that was that sample for SQL Server on-prem version, and this is the sample for Azure SQL database code samples, how to integrate with PHP, Node.js, Python, Django, Ruby on Rails, Java, C Sharp, TSQL, what different type of SQL you can run for that one. So that we can go and see that one by one. Okay. If you have any feedback or anything, we can go and give the feedback also, that this feature we need for that. Some people has given that theme for SQL Management Studio, or something like that one, that how to debug that one in SSMS 18. So we can give the feedback, and then SQL Server team will check that one, if and different people can vote on that one, that hey, yeah, this is a good feature. And depending upon all this, that the team will pick that one, and then they will start working on that one, deliver that one. Let's see, this is a good feature, so this is planned for that one right now. But yeah, depending upon severity and depending upon business feature, it will be incorporated in next versions. Okay, it seems that it's all then. So I am going to, this is right now server SQL Server Express edition. The engine has installed, right? I need to install this SQL Server Management Studio on this machine is not needed, but if you want to connect from where, that is required. So I am going to install right now on this machine only, the client part, so that I can connect and display you. But this SSMS is installed on my machine also. I will go through with that one, and we can see that one also. So using this tool, we can connect to SQL Server on-prem, SQL Server databases, Azure SQL Managed instances, and Azure Synapse Analytics. We can see all this. We can connect with this tool, and we can interact with that tools. So right now it is installed. Let's see. Okay, let me install this one quickly. Okay, it's saying that restart is required, so let me restart this. Okay, let's try to see that one. This machine started, so okay, go like this one, and then I can connect this one. Okay, so this is the SQL Express database engine we have installed, and it is asking for authentication. So let me go through that one, and I will install. So now I am able to connect with that engine database server which we connected. I can go and try to create some database over there. So let's see, test database. So this, now I have created one database inside this one, but if you see there is no table, let me create a new table also. So you can, I am right now doing with UI. We can do all this using T-SQL, right? SQL. So I'm going to say that this is numeric, and this is going to be primary key. This is going to be your auto generated identity, right? This is identity column, and it will be name. Let's see that one, that I am going to keep the buyer care now name, and then address, one particular address will be there. So name and yeah, we can say that first name and last name. Let's see, first name and last name, first name and last name, last name. Okay, for now let's do this one only. Okay, so person table, suppose this is a person table where we will store something related to person. So this, now you can see that one table has been created. Now I can try to insert some of the data over there. So let's see, if I will go and say that insert query, I will generate that insert query, how it look like. So it is saying that I have to insert query. So let me select my name. Okay, and because we have created as a this one the id is identity column, it will go ahead, and right now if you can see that one, that we are able to see the data, right? So this is how we create database table, and now this server is acting as the database server, where if we develop any application, either Windows application, either any web application, using different SDK, we should be able to connect with this database. We should be able to store, retrieve, we should be able to run different queries on that one. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. And this database server, using this IP, we can connect from anywhere, and we can manage, we can query all these things from different where. You need to just open the port where this SQL Express is running, and you have to open into firewall, and you have to open into Azure portal in NSG also, and we should be able to connect over there. I hope this is this will be helpful for you. And the details of T-SQL and database, anyway, my friend is going to cover in all the details on his topic. That is why I'm not going to tell. I just wanted to cover the installation part of that one. So if you wanted to do experiment, you can go ahead and create some VMs and experiment that one. But I will also create Azure SQL and MySQL, another databases which is managed one, and then we can see whatever you want to use for that. Thank you.